you go to your bank, tell the credit card, please up my limit. Very special one because wedding. And they'll do it. Of course, you just have to explain to them. And then we fingers crossed and ang pao please come back, ang pao please come back, ang pao please come back.
Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Evan.
Hi, I'm Sherry.
Hi, I'm Charlene.
Hi, I'm Joash.
Today's topic will be how do you plan for big milestones in life?
Planning for wedding. 我跟你 shock 到 you ask me first. Planning for my wedding, that will be my next big milestone.
I'm waiting for my property. It will be ready next year.
Cool. I'll be planning for my retirement. That will be my next milestone. For yourself?
Actually, I'm also planning for property. Now that you mentioned that, it reminds me, we are looking to move to a new place.
Upgrade.
Let's say moving towards retirement. So must plan carefully, plan properly. Yeah.
Back to you. Getting married.
Exciting, married, very exciting.
Your girlfriend listening.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
cannot give all the secrets away.
what do you have in mind in terms of the planning itself? Big wedding, small wedding, destination wedding?
I think this one I must manage my answer because it's on air. So
Okay. Yeah. Oops. Cannot tolu.
wedding, dinner, lunch, I would prefer not to have lah. Yeah. To me, it's an allocation of money. Yeah, I would prefer to allocate the money, then we spend on a honeymoon.
Tell you a bit from my experience. You may have this thinking, but actually when it comes to wedding, a lot of expectation is your family.
Yes.
What your family expect, what your relative and the other side expect. So wedding is once in a lifetime. Happen only one time and hopefully only one time. That's it. But marriage is forever, right? Marriage is until, right? So that's when you plan carefully. You see, oh, wow, this is a once in a lifetime, but it's like one time spent, gone, right? But you want to make it memorable because it will never happen again. So balance, that's the balance there.
So my wedding is a bit unusual. Actually, I've done a chalet. I didn't really like the traditional banquet kind. I mean, as much as the celebration, I want to be a very closely knitted session. So mine is a chalet. Then I invite close friends, family members, relatives just to come and celebrate with me. For me, it's more of how do we want to celebrate the union of the both of us. I would want to do it like a very casual celebration rather than resources and all.
Interesting for myself, when I planned my wedding, we always wanted a beach wedding, but at the same time, we want it to be very small and close-knitted. So I told my mom, I said, this is what I want, this is what we planned, this is within our budget, and you can invite X number of guests because we want to keep it within 100. You can invite your friend, but at the same time, be mindful that it becomes a little bit like throwing a party for strangers coming in and out, that kind of feeling.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to happen, and she was very understanding as well. So then, like you mentioned also, right, then the money that we sort of save, we could spend on a nicer honeymoon, taking a longer honeymoon to recuperate and really sort of enjoy the moment of our union together. So that was,
But this one is very important. Really must recuperate after the wedding. Wedding very tiring.
Yeah.
You mentioned 100, right? Mine was 600.
Wow.
I know. Okay, and got afternoon dinner also got. So-called big.
Invite the whole GRC over.
Got story. This one really long story. But anyway, having said that, we already sort of had a feeling that this is going to happen. But what we had was time leading up to it, the so-called save money time, right? You know, something is coming, something big is coming. I mean, that's why we started with a big milestone, right? All these things is you know beforehand one. It's in the future, it's expecting to come. So you have time leading up to it. And that's when you make use of the time, right? Because time is the most valuable resource. Our strategy was you go to your bank, tell the credit card, please up my limit. Very special one because wedding. And they'll do it. Of course, you just have to explain to them. And then we fingers crossed and ang pao, please come back, ang pao, please come back, ang pao, please come back.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, the cost is covered by the people who attended. Oh, yeah, the good heart and all. I think illustration is very easy. I'll show you. See, instead of being full of resources, you'll be resourceful.
Wow.
I only got $10 and $2 so.
Yeah.
Hey, Huale, the wedding like that.
So now you change
So-
your plans?
No, I'm thinking if my wedding can invite his friend or not. Then the budget can cover, correct or not?
Oh yeah, you didn't plan and you cannot say also because you're the one going to pay for it. So yeah, he's going to pay for it.
Hello, auntie, uncle.
For me, what we did was from the start, we started planning when we applied for our BTO. Because that was the time where we were okay, this is something really serious already. So from then on, we started planning. When we had our first BTO, we started off to save for our wedding first. Then now that we are married, going 2 years already, okay, I would say the ang pao actually will get not bad one.
Idea,
It
right?
actually got bought from there, and then those additional that we get from the wedding, we actually went to invest. Yeah, so when the property comes, it will be a case that we will be using our shared funds from there. All this while we have been doing 50-50, despite the fact that, like I mentioned previous episode, is that when we eat, like sometimes maybe I treat, sometimes you treat, right? It will not be too far off, but at the same time, when it comes to like proper planning in terms of like property, our finances after wedding, and like marriage, all these are 50-50. So we work on that. That's easier.
Yeah, I think so as well too, right? Especially if you started off with a shared bank account and you have worked out a system where how you contribute and all that. You just, for big milestones as such, right? You just have to up the quantum a little bit just to do that.
I wish I knew what I know now. I mean, I'm glad for the basic disciplines, right? But yes, I think investment is really all about making better choices, right? So once you learn, right, you learn that, hey, this is actually possible, such thing that can compound or interest or things like that, then you learn how to deploy better.
Yeah, I feel the same as well too. At that time when we planned, it was really just set aside money in the bank. At that time, the interest wasn't as bad as now, but it was also quite peanuts, so next to nothing. So it becomes quite a challenge, to work up to a certain amount.
Okay, so I need to now redefine what the next milestone we're talking about, right? Because the idea is that we should, like what I said earlier on, sometimes you may not even know what the next big thing is, but you still start, right? You still start building up, compounding or whatever. As far as I can see or what I'm looking towards is this idea of retirement. Retirement and my children as well, because children are growing up, and everybody knows, right? Especially like in Singapore, having kids there's financial commitment to that. But we're doing things differently there as well. So there are a lot of things that I'm doing now, which I can very, very safely bet I will not be doing it this way if I didn't have a certain financial education or things that I've learned in the past year. It's hard to put an exact, like you're doing exactly this or exactly that. It's not like a formula or method, right? But there's a foundation to it, right? There's a foundation that is consistent about making the choices, right, that will make the difference.
I wish I could spend less, don't buy lottery, and invest more.
Concise.
I think should delay gratification. Yeah, so I spend more, go holiday lesser, so I can use that money to put into investment, and we roll the money for the bigger expenses that we are spending in the near future or our next milestone.
So I think for myself, the change of mindset will be, I will put the money in terms of investment and then let the investment generate enough
Passive income
for
our
my-
holiday.
Yes!
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't touch our capital. Let that compounding growth pay for our wants and needs. So that's it for this session. Thank you for watching this episode of Talk Money with V.
And we hope that this video gives you a better idea of how to plan for your next big milestone.
See you in the next video. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.
Bye. that you have a better idea of how to plan your playing milestone. Plan for your next big milestone. Milestone, right?
Drink lesser bubble tea. So Liho, you wanna sponsor me? Thank you.